Let's talk about this Tom Brady roast, man. It got the streets on fire right now. It got social media on fire. How y'all feel about the Tom Brady roast? Did you like it? The goal was to bring back free speech, so they crossed a lot of lines that typically you would get canceled for in the past. So they really teetered a couple lines and was using certain words that was banned from the media. So I guess this was a push to reattach free speech to the media. How did y'all feel about this Tom Brady roast?
I thought it was a good roast. Just some standout performances. Tony Hinchcliffe, Nikki Glasser. Who else we got? Andrew Scholes. Who else we got?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart as the host was crazy, right? Drew Bledsoe did good for being a football player. So I think it was good. They pushed the envelope. And shit, some of the jokes I was like, okay, I didn't think that they would say it, but they did. And it seems like everybody's at a point right now where they're so tired of people policing comedy that they are like, there's a hunger for that. There's a hunger for those types of jokes, and I think people enjoyed it. So I think it was cool.
And who was the female?
Who, Nikki Glasser?
She was funny as hell.
Her
she
name
was on Grump ass.
I think Sam
white
J.
chick.
Oh, no, Nikki Glasser.
That's her name?
Yeah, Nikki Glasser.
Hey, shout out to her. And she fire low-key. I'm trying to get her on the show. She's funny as hell. How you felt about the show?
Oh, bro, I'm going to keep it real with you. The shock value of it, hilarious. Like you said, they've been policing freedom of speech for so long that now it's like history repeat itself. Like in the 90s, remember when Mad TV and all that was like at its prime? They was hitting them hard jokes. I loved it. I think they need to continue to do more roasts, you know what I'm saying, moving forward and make it more normal because, again, at some place, back in the day, kings would kill anybody to talk ill about them. The only one who can do it was the Joker, the one who can crack the joke. So that's where we need to get back to free speech and let anybody get it. All communities got touched on in the roast.
That's
the
true.
LGBTQ, blacks, white, slow, whores like Kim K. Like everybody got roasted. Like everybody, like couldn't no community say they didn't get touched on. Pun intended. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Pun intended. Everybody got touched on it. I felt like it was still fun, lighthearted. It wasn't disrespectful to anyone.
That's a fact, yeah.
I agree. It was cool. I feel like they opening more doors, like you said, just with the speech thing. But I would like them to elevate and make more so comedians go at each other. You know what I'm saying? Like really roasting. Like we see a
like
roast
back in the
battle.
day, like back and forth.
Yeah, on some
like your mama jokes and shit.
How we seen what was that? Eddie Murphy and Dave Chappelle. What movie was that? When he was that was like the Nutty Professor or some shit. He was in.
Oh yeah. It was in the crowd.
And they had an MTV show like that. You remember that show?
Your mama.
It was like the classroom, the roast thing. So you need something like that.
Exactly. List the comedians, but no holds barred. Like they can say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Yeah. What about you?
How you felt about it, Ruckus?
What I felt about this is that.
What was that?
No, what I liked about it is that it was, first off, the world is too damn sensitive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm loving that, everybody is pushing that envelope. We need that. We need to stop being, what they say, we need to stop policing this comedy and how we interact with each other and enjoy life. It's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? Get a laugh for once. You know what I'm saying? And, at the end of the day, man, I think that, just like I said, it was an extraordinary roast. I want to see it again.
Nah, facts. That shit was hilarious. How you felt about it, Ruckus?
I want to bring up something that I heard on the internet. There was a particular joke, some jokes they were saying about his ex-wife. And people are like...
Fucking comedy.
Right. No, yeah. The thing is, he actually got at some people about the jokes about his wife, right? Like, he initially was like, no jokes about Giselle or whatever her name is. They just did it anyway. Yeah. Oh. You know what I'm saying? But from what I heard, like there was a point in the show where he was like trying to like shut it down.
Yeah,
that's what I heard over some jokes about his wife. At the end of the day, like I don't understand why men feel like they have to defend women they are no longer with. Like, bro, I ain't defending no hoe who basically embarrassed me in front of the whole world. Like, what happened back in the days when the chicks used to be down no matter what? Like, man, we ain't getting divorced. We each have, we do what we want to do, but as far as the world, no, we still solid. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows you, like, Tom Brady is a dominant player, but he's not really a dominant guy, right? He's more like a beta male who landed in a very good situation, right? Because even when you talk about his time with the Patriots, he used to really just kind of get hold around on his contract, you know what I'm saying? And that allowed them to bring in big names and stuff, which then allowed them to win. I like Tom Brady. I like what happened, but I just want to call out, the very like sensitive, like, emasculine like aspect of it, right? He's cool. People look at him as like a dominant dude, but he's dominant. They look at him as dominant based on the fact that he's very like passive, right? But he definitely was trying to shut it down. So the world we ain't there yet, but I like the way the comedians are like pushing people towards being more.
I kind of disagree on that because you said he had contract to bring a gang of people in. Brady did it with a bunch of anybody's. The only biggest person he probably had was Randy Moss, and they won all the games and didn't win. Yeah. So on the flip side, but I think it's more so he started looking at it from a deeper perspective. He still got kids with this woman. Yeah. So it's more so about the kids probably viewing him, allowing them to talk about the mama like that. So I don't think it's more so him. He probably don't give a fuck at that point.
Yeah, I never heard about him trying to shut it down during the show because after the show, they quoted him saying, well, shit, everybody had a problem with it, but I got paid, what, $5 million to hear a bunch of people.
$5 million, I think like 30 or some shit.
Now, I don't know what he got paid. I think it was like 5 or something like that. And he was like, I got paid $5 million to have people roast my ex-wife. So he was cool with it at first. And then he came out and was like, yeah, if I had to do it again, I wouldn't because my kids are being affected by it in real life. So I guess they had to watch their mom be called a whore for 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got to think about it too. And during the roast, I'm sure it's funny, haha, we joke, and then you get out of the roast, and then you start to hit Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, they clipping everything, you get me, and it starts to be an overload. I feel like that's probably what happened is it was funny at first, then they started clipping everything up, and now you got kids coming to you, maybe ex-wife coming to you saying, you know, this made me feel this way. Why did you allow this? Now he's put in a sticky situation. So
I don't think he necessarily regretted it. He regretted how it affected his kids. That's what I heard him say. Like basically, like I didn't know my kids would
protective
be
type.
Them the people I care about the most. So that's the where he felt like he fucked up of making that move. But he like everybody got something to say about me, but I made X amount of money to get roasted. Like,
but he could have flipped that though. He could have flipped that into a teaching moment for the kids. Like have tough skin. You get what I'm saying to a certain degree.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, I was going to ask y'all. You know, speaking of that. We talking about the ex-wife, but what about the jokes on Aaron Hernandez who hung unalive
that was
himself?
crazy.
That was out of line.
Now I'm gonna say this.
Was it out of line?
I laughed. I laughed at some of the inappropriate jokes. You get what I'm saying? Like it's deaf, but some of them jokes was kind of like, ooh.
But the air out the room.
To sit here and say that, and people be crying about these niggas, these rappers talking about smoking packs and smoking these dead niggas, and then y'all saying it ain't out of line for talking about somebody dead. So you got to pick one.
And that's fact. You can't pick and choose.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Monster?
No, I said teach. He's telling the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We do it every day. You know what I'm saying? We're not being held accountable. You know, we say it in the worst way. We describe, we articulate it, we elaborate, we enunciate words talking about what we doing to people. And so, you know, what he just said, he's on point. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's talking about that. You know, so yeah, preach.
That's a fact. One thing that, see, I laughed at the jokes, the Aaron Hernandez shit, but what made me look at a couple of them strange was like, nigga, y'all was cool with him. Y'all actually played with him. Y'all was in the locker room with him. He met y'all family.
But he didn't
Y'all
know.
was in the trenches with him.
Oh.
No, what I'm saying, they were laughing at him hanging himself. Like, I couldn't see me having a teammate. Like, oh, me and Shoke, cool, we was in the trenches. Some shit happened, he catch a case, hang himself, and now I'm at a roast laughing about
That's
it.
never funny.
That made me look at niggas crazy.
Yeah,
But
that's never
even
funny.
Brady himself. Like,
But at the end of the day, it's just work, bro. Like for them, like the way we look at it, like, oh yeah, you do the brotherhood, because every
Might
time
not
we
be
play
that.
sports, it was for free. You start playing sports for money, you like, man, that's just a nigga at the job. You know what I'm saying? But also, Aaron Hernandez was a monster. You know what I'm saying? He
Allegedly.
whatever. Allegedly. Whatever. He didn't go to jail, allegedly. He went to jail because he got convicted. I didn't know alleged.
He was a monster.
But anyway, according to what we know, what they say about him and what he went to jail on, he was a monster, bro. I think it's good that they could take something that is serious and, you know, talk about it in a lighthearted way. We got to learn how to do that. You know, it doesn't matter. There are no sacred cows, especially some dude was doing the stuff that Aaron Hernandez was doing. And it ain't alleged no more. He got convicted.
It was alleged. That mean it's a lot of niggas innocently convicted. But regardless, even if he was or wasn't innocent, it still don't matter the fact that he still got a mama. He probably still got a family. He still got a lot of other shit.
He had a wife too. Or he was
exactly.
Kids.
That affect him.
Yeah.
Look,
And niggas wouldn't have told Katt that if he was alive.
nah, facts. That nigga was trooping.
He was on bumpers. He was pressing shit.
He
Yeah.
was trooping.
Yeah, hell no.
Hey, one thing that caught my attention, somebody said was, isn't it ironic how Katt Williams talked all this shit about Kevin Hart, And the same weekend, Katt had his special. He bombed. It wasn't that funny. I even watched it. It wasn't that funny. And Kev, he just killed the roast. Like, it was a flawless victory. So the universe kind of came back full circle on that.